and doing right by your client is spending time talking to your clients so that they have realistic expectations.
Host Melissa Rosenblum is one of only a few women certified by the Supreme Court of New Jersey as a criminal trial attorney. When you add kids, a booming law business, and a little black book full of subject matter experts, you've got the Mighty Merp podcast. And part 3 in this series.
I mean, I know we talked about people committing to the money aspect or the investment of build marketing, but I would say to you, if somebody was trying to do it on their own or build their own websites, or what do you think is the biggest kind of pitfall for opening up a business for somebody, a law firm?
The biggest pitfall when it comes to marketing? Yes.
Or website design, which is the two things that you focus on.
Yeah. So I alluded to it earlier. I've definitely seen people take their marketing budgets, their marketing investments, and put it into things that really aren't going to see an ROI. And at the time, maybe they decided to do that because cost prohibited them from really going above and beyond. But there are, to really compete in any market, there is a level of expense that you really need to meet, and anything under that, you're just not going to see the return on your investment. And I always use this stock market as an example. If you put $100 into a stock and you 10x that stock and it increases and you just made $1,000, that is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that you are an oracle. I need stock tips from you, but that's not going to happen every single time. So if you put $100 a month into your marketing and you get one DUI case and you charge $2,500 for a DUI, I mean, that is really, really amazing. But that's not going to happen every single time. And you can't expect to build a practice on a budget like that, because even if you did that once a year and at $1,200 a year, you got one DUI case, that sounds good. Hey, you 2-to-1 your return, but you can't build a successful practice on just one DUI. So that's one of the big pitfalls, is just not really knowing how much to spend, or not putting enough into your marketing and expecting the world.
Well, I also know for me, when I tried to design my own website, through a website, like a company where you can make your own website, I didn't really understand the search engine and sort of like having to create my own unique language to generate traffic to my websites. And I didn't really understand how all this different social media could also generate traffic to my website. And you really explained it to me. Could you try to simplify it in a way that, that makes sense to people that might not be, social media savvy or even, internet savvy?
Yeah, so a buzzword that you kind of hear whenever you're diving into digital marketing is search engine optimization. And we don't need to go down that rabbit hole because it is a deep one. Search engine optimization really is just a buzzword for many, 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 many different things. What I will say is this. Attorneys went to school to be a lawyer, to learn the law. They didn't go to school for search engine optimization and digital marketing. Turn that over to the experts and the people that really know how to do that, because anyone can go on and create a free website that might look really good. But what that really becomes, and I say this to everyone, is a validation piece. If they know your name, if they're looking for your phone number, they're looking for your address, it's a place that they can go online to just confirm that information. But the search engines, the Google of the world, aren't going to pick up that website without really extensive search engine optimization work to get that to perform and get that visibility online. So turn that over to the professionals. In terms of social media, that's just another piece of a marketing strategy. That, for me, falls under the branding category. If you're looking for business today, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, those really aren't the places to do it. Those are a part of a branding strategy where you're getting your name out there. You're building up that awareness so that when that person needs you, they may have already been introduced to your brand from seeing a video on Instagram or a post on Facebook. So it's really important to incorporate it into your marketing strategy, but it's not an advertising strategy. Even though it might say Facebook ads, it's not advertising, it's branding.
Right. And that's, again, goes back to your, as you started, your two ideas that, or two focuses. One is the advertising and one is the branding.
And one, advertising is the short term and then branding is the long term. You always want to be focused on both. And that's how you really build a long-term healthy strategy that's going to ensure that you're in business for years to come. It's doing the two simultaneously. Right.
Is there anything else that you would want to add or that we didn't touch upon, that if you were talking to someone today that you would say this is so important, in the marketing advertising of your business that we haven't touched upon?
Yeah, I encourage everyone to, pull every single possible lever that you can. You want to be on social media. You want to have a good, a nicely designed website that performs well. You want to be in legal directories. You want to be on websites like FindLaw or Justia, lawyers.com, Avo, Yelp. You want to be in as many places as you possibly can to improve your visibility. And I always tell everyone, if someone finds you once online and they just came across you, you got lucky. If someone found you twice, that's a fluke. It might not happen again. But if that person sees you a third time on a third different website, or maybe even a fourth or a fifth time, and that's God telling that person they should probably call you.
Right. So and some of those websites are free, or you can, join on them without, not all of the different, at least for lawyers, they're not all websites that you create an account and have to pay for, No,
not everyone is. And there are so many free things that attorneys, and maybe that's something we should talk about quickly. There are so many free things that attorneys can do to boost up their online brand. And a lot of times it's things that no marketing agency, no third party can really do for you. And it's doing all the free little things that play a big factor and sometimes make a massive difference actually in your practice.
For example?
The biggest one for me are online reviews. I think this is priority number one whenever I'm talking to a client. Focus on your reviews. If anytime you finish out a case, if that person's walking out the door or you're about to hang up on the phone with them, make sure that you are asking them to leave you a review online. Google reviews, online reviews are so important. And I think it was 2 years ago or so that online reviews and actual face-to-face referrals now basically equal each other. So people trust an online review just as much as they trust their friend or family member that recommends a business.
Absolutely. That's a additional feedback that I get. I've read your reviews.
Yep. Yeah, and there's no marketing agency or third party that can get those for you. Not legitimate ones, at least.
Right.
If you want real, authentic reviews from the source, you need to be asking your clients, because once they leave your office, life hits them in the face. And they may have just had an absolutely amazing experience with Melissa, but the second they get back in their car, life hits them, and they're going to forget. So make sure that you ask and then follow up with them, whether that be through an email or a text message. Within a few days of them, leaving your office, you should be following up with them. Hey, I would really appreciate it if you can leave me a review online. It helps people out just like you, and helps out my business as well. That's going to go so far, and I have yet to see a firm that had a significant amount of reviews compared to their competition who was not doing well.
Right. So I think it's also the way you need to say it, to your clients. And, I've had people that called and I have said to them, I can't help you, or you don't need my help on this because of these reasons. And they'll say, oh my goodness, thank you for spending 5 minutes with me, or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. What can I do? Like, let me pay you for your time. You're an attorney. And I'll say, nope, you don't have to. You don't need an attorney. But if you had a positive experience, please feel free to share that on Google or on any of the other legal websites. And I say that to my clients when they're like, I can never thank you enough. I say, if you were happy with the services you received, please take time to leave a 5-star review. And that's it, and we do follow up on emails. And even doing all of that, we do not get, I would say 1 out of 15 clients do it, maybe 1 out of 20.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned. There is more to come. Mighty Merp is a production of the Law Office of Melissa Rosenblum and the Niche Podcast Network. Mighty Merp is available on iTunes, Spotify, and all your favorite apps and players. But the best way to experience the show is to visit mightymerp.com. That's mightymerp.com.